On January 23, 2025, officers responded to a domestic call at a Florida apartment complex. By the time they left, both a husband and wife were in handcuffs, and a knife was already on the floor. Florida statute 741.29 requires mandatory arrest when officers have probable cause for domestic battery. Both parties had visible injuries. On paper, the dual arrest looks clean. The problem starts when you read the next statute.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on?
I was on the phone with her mama. So we had a little altercation. We were talking, this, that, and the third. She went to the laundry room across the way about since midnight. So I wake up at 2:30. I'm like, this is not just my girlfriend, this is my wife. So I'm like, I'm gonna come go get her. I go in the laundry room. As soon as I'm going in the laundry room, she hangs up the phone. So I'm like, you're on the phone with your ex? She starts fighting me, this, that, and the third. So I took the phone. I came to the apartment. She comes in here. She throws everything off of here. So I called her ex. So I'm like, bro, what the is going on? Every time I say some shit, if I say some slick shit, she started hitting me, this, that, and the third. She took a knife. She went in the drawer. She took the knife. She hold her hand right here. She started slitting her hands. I'm standing right here. She right here. She doing this. She cut her hands. And I say some slick shit. She throw the knife at me. So I move out the way. That's when I called y'all, and then I called her mom. Because I'm just trying to figure out why she telling me, oh, last time I talked to my ex was this, that, and the third. But then the ex is telling me something else. So
Step on here. Talk to me.
So I'm like, I'm not really from that. There's a weapon inside the, when you go in the room to the left, there's a...
It's yours?
No, so we bought it together, but it's under her name. Okay. It's in the closet to the left.
You got your ID on you?
Nah, my wallet is right there on the floor.
None of that was used against you, though. The weapon.
No.
Okay. So today she was at the laundromat on the premises.
It's right there at the entrance. It was like...
You're talking about the one on the premises,
yes,
though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so she was there at midnight. You wake up around 2.
So since we had the altercation, I made my wrong. So I'm just like, she's probably talking. First she came out here. She was on the phone with some boy. She doesn't have any male friends out here. We just moved from New York. She doesn't have any male friends out here. So I come out here and I'm like, bro, I'm trying to go to sleep. Let me know if you're finna come in the house or not. Cause she doesn't have, her key is inside. She comes out here and I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna close the door. Come inside. So she come here, but I still have the little latch on the door. So I'm asking her, I'm like, before you come in this house, you finna tell me who you on the phone with. She ain't wanna tell me. So she walks away and go to the laundry room. So I'm like, you know what?
When does that happen?
Around midnight. Okay. So I'm like, she goes to the laundry room. I'm like, all right, it's what it is. When she comes back, I guess she just gonna take her stuff and leave because I'm not gonna continue this relationship with you telling me, oh, the last time you and your ex had sex was this date, but your ex is probably now telling me while I'm in training for 6 months you're your ex. So I wake up, I look at my phone, it's 2:30, I check her location, she's still at the laundromat. I'm like, bro, I'm not paying no rent for my wife to go stand in the laundromat. So I go over to the laundromat. As soon as she sees me coming to the door, she's like, all right, I'll talk to you. She hangs up. So I think she's talking to this friend that she said she was talking with. So I grab her phone. I open the phone. I see the ex's number. She's like, oh, I was talking to my friend first. She was like, I'm talking to my friend first. I'm like, bro, the only number that's here right now is the ex that you said, you don't deal with because he used to violently attack you, assault you, whatever. So she walks out the laundry room. Okay. This is just right now. So she walks out the laundry room.
So she's now at this time coming back from the laundry room.
At about 45 minutes ago, she walks. So when I grab her phone and we get to the car, she walks to the car with me. She's trying to come into the car. I'm like, you're not getting into the car, bro. So she walks off. I drive to the apartment. I drive that white BMW. I park her right here. She head that way. She's walking outside the apartment. So I come, I park, I get in here. I lock the door. I'm about to get on the bed. I hear when the door knocks. So I come and I'm like, bro. I'm asking, I'm like, why are we talking to your ex? She's like, open the door. I'm like, bro, I'm not finna open the door, bro. So I finally open the door. She comes in. I call the ex. Because she don't want to call him because I took the phone and I smashed it. So she don't want to call the ex. I'm like, matter of fact, you can't call him.
Smash whose phone?
Her phone.
Okay.
So it's not even turned on. So she's like, oh, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right. So I call the ex. I'm like, bro, he answers the phone. He's not saying hello. He's not saying anything. I'm like, bro, come get your at my house. I'm like, come get your bro. Every time I would say like the B word or whatever, she would flare up. She took my little blue suitcase in there. She's lobbing that shit at me like she playing basketball or something. She just lobbying shit. She comes out here, she throws the shit. Every time I would say some slick shit, I would see her running towards me, swinging, doing all of that. So, and I'm trying to defend myself. But
And that's happening now.
Yeah, this was like 30, 45 minutes ago. So we on the phone with the ex, and I'm like, bro. So I asked him, I'm like, bro, when was the last time y'all had? She was like, she been telling me this. So the last time they had January 1st, 2024. We started talking in May. He's telling me they in June. I'm in basic training. While my wife getting by her ex, her so-called ex that, she don't deal with because he's abusive. She been trying to get away from him, this, that, and the third. But every time I'm like, bro, why were you your ex? She's like running at me, lobbing punches, this, that, and the third. I'm like, why are you mad at me? Because you your ex. Okay.
So I'm trying to make sure I understand everything, okay? So around midnight, she goes to the laundromat.
So around midnight, she was like right here.
Wait. So originally, you're inside and she's outside.
She's out here, yeah.
Okay, she's on some phone. You ask who she's with or who she's talking to,
Yeah.
and then
Well, I was
she
going to go
doesn't
to
want
sleep, so I was asking her to come back in the
at
house.
midnight.
Yeah.
And then you ask who she's on the phone with. She doesn't want to tell you, and you're about to go to sleep, so you just close the door and she goes to the laundromat.
Oh,
and
no,
then you
so-
wake up at 2.
No, so I come out here, I'm like,
When? I
so
need time.
around midnight. So
Okay.
I texted her first. I could 12:16. I said I'm trying to go to sleep, but I'm not going to sleep with the door open because she doesn't have her key.
So it's unlocked.
she comes out and she just closes the doors.
Okay.
So I said I'm not trying to go to sleep with the front door open. Can you come back in the house? And if you're not, let me know. She texts me back at 12:23. She says I'm coming. I'm standing at the window right there. I'm looking through the glass. She said I'm coming like 5 minutes ago. She's not coming. So I check her location. She's like 4 or 5 cars down. So I walk out. I walk right there. There's snow. I look. I'm like, yo. She comes. I'm like, bro, you either finna come in the house or you're not. She hangs up the phone. I hear the male voice, so I'm walking towards the door. She's right here. So when I go in the house,
You're hearing the male voice from the phone.
so I'm standing. When she walks up, I'm like right here, and she's like right here, that thing. So she's like, all right, I'll talk to you. And he's like, all right, bet. She hangs up. So we get to the door. I push the door in and I put the little sling
lock,
thing on
yeah.
it, and I open it. And I said, bro, before you come in this house, you finna tell me who you on the phone with. She's like, my friend. I'm like, who's your friend? What's the name of your friend? Oh, he don't got a name. I'm like, all right, whenever you figure out what his name is, you let me know. She walks away. So I close the door. I'm like, I'm not paying this shit no mind. I'm finna go to sleep.
So you lock the door, and
But
that's
I
when she
can't.
goes to the laundromat.
She already left, yeah, so I closed the door.
Okay, so you lock the door, you go to sleep. It becomes 2:30,
Yeah, I
and
can't
then-
sleep, so I'm waking up. So I woke up.
and it's 2:30 at this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wake up. I check the location. She's in the laundry room.
Okay.
I hop up. I hop in the car.
And you
I
go
drive
to the
over
laundry room. Okay.
As soon as I get there, let's say this is the laundry room door right here, but it's a glass door. And I'm parked right here, so I'm walking. As soon as I walk, say he's right there where that officer is. As soon as I walk, I can see her. She's like, I'm going back. She hangs up the phone again.
Okay.
So I walk in there. I'm like, whoa. She's like, I hang up the phone again. So I grab the phone from her. She start biting me, doing all this.
When you grab her phone.
When I grab the phone.
Okay.
So I open the phone. I seen the ex's number. We walk out the laundry room. I walk towards the car. She comes to the car. By the keys in my pocket, I have her phone right here, and I close the car. I'm like, bro, you're not getting in the car. So she walks off, but she's walking outside. Like she's going outside the apartment complex. I get to the crib. I go inside. I close the door. I hear the knock on the door. So I open it with the sling. I'm like, why? And I'm asking. I'm like, why were you talking to your ex? She was like, why were you texting? She like, I'm like, why were you talking to your ex? You just told me the last time you and your ex talk or have any conversation was January 1st, 2024. And I let her in the house, and I'm like, I'm trying to have a conversation with her. She ain't going for none of that. I'm like, all right, now we start fighting. She's hitting. I'm pushing her off. I'm like, bro, I'm finna call your ex.
You guys start talking on the phone. So just so I understand this part, because this is the part that confused me.
Yeah.
She ends up leaving the complex. You come back.
I don't
You
think
close
she-
the door. Just you saw her leaving the complex.
Yeah.
And then you come back.
Yeah.
You close the door. She start knocking. And then you say, "Hey, who are you talking
Boy
to?"
on the phone.
And then you let her in.
I let her in the house.
You guys start talking.
We start arguing.
Okay, so when she gets inside
Right
the
off the
house,
bat, she steps
when
in
she
my
gets
house.
inside the house, you guys start arguing.
Yeah.
At what point does it become physical? So when
Yeah.
she comes in, she starts arguing. You automatically.
We're both arguing. And then when I say she their friend Shaq, that's when
She started getting physical.
Yeah, every time I would be like, oh, she somebody or see, or this, that, and the third. That's when she would. Actually, I would say, and then she'll hit me or some shit, and then she'll go back and lay down, and then I'll say again or some shit, and she'll get back up, and she threw the suitcase at me, and I'm like, ah. So I called y'all, and that's what she still didn't calm down when I called y'all. But I call her mom after, and I'm like, bro, come and get your daughter. She's not gonna be in my house. And people, this, that, and the third.
Okay, give me 1 second, okay? In the call, Martha said something about knives.
Yeah, we were in the room arguing. I'm on the phone with her ex. She comes out to the kitchen, so I close the room door. I close it, so she gets the knife. And she's
So hold up, because this is like this story to me is going everywhere, and I needed to be. Okay.
So once she gets in the apartment, once she gets in the apartment,
yes,
we are arguing this, that, and the third.
Yes.
I walk towards the bedroom.
Yes.
We're there. We're arguing. She's throwing her punches. We're fighting. Whatever.
When you start calling her.
Yeah. So once I did that, every time, like the key thing is every time I would say something out of pocket, that's when she would like throw out like.
So when you would say, okay, so you go, when you go to the bedroom, and she starts hitting you after you call her, and like you, some dude, is when she goes to the kitchen.
She goes to the kitchen.
And you close the door, but enough to where you can see, and then you see her grab the knife.
Yeah, I'm gonna go close it fully. But I see her going to the drawer, so I open back the door. So I'm holding it. I'm like, bro.
You don't fully close the door. When you're about to close the door, but it's not fully, you can see her in the kitchen. She goes into the drawer, and she grabs a knife. And then she brings the knife towards the room, and then that's when she tells you.
So now she's like at the door. She's in your position right now. She's about to use her body to push the door, but because she already saw, I guess she went for the knife to come pull the door. But by the time she gets to the door is already open. The door is still open, so she dropped the knife, but I couldn't see that. So I said, my first statement was, I said, bro, if you stab me with this knife. So as I let go off the door and I reach around, so now my full body is around. So when I grab her hand, I could see that the knife is already on the floor. She comes in and she's fighting. We're fighting or whatever. She gets out the room. She picks up the knife. She picks it up at the door and she's walking back to the kitchen and she's doing this. And I'm like,
she starts cutting herself.
She starts cutting herself. So I'm like, bro, I ain't finna do this shit. You ain't finna tell nobody I cut. That's when I called y'all and then I called her mama. Cause I'm like, bro, cause I'm trying to get a video of her. As soon as I say, bro, I'm finna record you, I called her and she turns around, she lobs the knife at me. I'm still in the bedroom.
She threw the knife at you.
Yeah, she's still right here.
Okay.
And I'm in the room and she lobs the knife at me. And
she starts cutting herself.
She starts cutting herself.
And then you say that you're gonna videotape it.
Yeah, and then I was like.
And when you said you're gonna videotape it is when she chucked the knife at you?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened, man?
Hello. So we had a argument earlier today about him texting, like, it's been an ongoing argument about him texting or entertaining other females. The first time we had an argument about it, we talked about it, whatever, but I just felt like it wasn't resolved or he stopped or whatever. So we had a conversation about it the next day and I realized that he didn't. So it's been something leading up. I had a friend from high school who I replied to something that they posted on Instagram a couple days ago, and he told me, oh, he is stationed in Stewart, and I was like, oh, it's glad to know that I know somebody else that's down here because I just moved. And then he saw the messages and automatically assumed that I'm into something with this guy, or when he's leaving for the field next week for like 45 days, so he's automatically assumed that I'm going to be doing something with this guy once he's gone. So I was like, no, that's not going to happen. So we were talking about it earlier, everything, calm conversation, whatever. Then we moved past it, we were laying down, he brought it back up again, and I said, I don't know why you're so paranoid that I'm going to be doing something once you're going out in the field for 45 days. Like, that's not going to happen. I tried to, reassure the issue, but he constantly brings up the fact that I was doing something when he was in basic training, which wasn't the case, right? And I was like, you constantly bringing that up, but you're texting females. When I found the messages recently where he was texting a female, I didn't bring it up, I didn't say anything, I let it be. But he went through my phone and saw that I had took pictures of the messages. And I said, why were you doing it? He said, I was wrong for going to my friend about it first and not going to him, so he's just not going to explain anything to me. He's telling this girl, oh, he lives with his sister, he's going to be helping her out with her papers and something along the line of that. I didn't bring it up because I'm like, whatever. So the whole thing started today when I'm trying to talk to him. Conversation wasn't going peaceful or whatever, so I literally walked out. Whenever I realize that conversation is going left, my first thing to always do is to go outside, cool off, come back in.
What was that?
That was earlier today.
Like around what time? Estimate.
Probably like around 7, 8. I don't really like know the time, but let's put it around that time.
Okay.
And then I went outside, you know, I tried to cool off, whatever. I came back in. We were trying to have a conversation about the issue again. The conversation got heated. And I literally said, if you're not going to explain to me why you keep on doing what you're doing, it doesn't make any sense. Why are you doing it? Why are you entertaining these females? Why are they so quick to send you news? Like, why are you having those type of conversations, telling people you live with your sister, you live with this person, you live with that person? It's not making sense.
Okay, so today, around 7 or 8 is when you leave.
That's when like the whole thing started, and
Because you guys started arguing about him talking to other females.
And then,
prior to that, but at 7 or 8 is when you left and you took your iPad to McDonald's to get Wi-Fi to talk to your best friend.
yes, it was around that time. Like,
Okay,
roughly,
so then
put
you
it from
come
like
back at
7
what
to
time?
10.
Okay, so 7 to 10?
Yeah, we were like, I was like back and forth, like inside, outside, inside, outside.
As in like coming back and forth like from here to McDonald's?
No,
or-
so I only went to McDonald's once, but I was like,
That was like from 7 to 8.
yeah, around that time.
And then
I
you
was
come
like,
back at what time?
I wasn't out for long.
Okay.
I wasn't outside for long because I remember I was talking to her and I was like, I'm getting close, I'm gonna walk back in. But for majority of the time, I was like in the apartment complex, like I was like right up there.
Okay.
So
So
I
then
was,
when
like,
you walk
inside
out, the next time, where do you go?
I was just walking around the apartment. The last time where I went was I was outside talking. This was like around 12. He came, I was on the phone with my friend. He came and he said, are you coming inside? So I told my friend, I was like, listen, I feel much better by talking to you. I'm calm, whatever. So I'm just going to go inside. And my friend was like, he was just trying to like hurry up. He was just like, listen, no matter what you do, just be calm. Don't try to start anything. Just, if you have to apologize, you apologize. Just see if you can move past this. I said, okay. When he kept on saying, who you on the phone with, I was like, I'm on the phone with my friend. He came inside. He was like, who are you on the phone with? I was like, I'm on the phone with my friend. He was like, what's the name of the friend? I was like, it's my friend. He locked the door and he put the chain thing on the door or whatever.
Around what time did he do that?
That was like anytime after midnight.
Okay, so some random time after midnight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he kept on opening the door, but the chain thing was on the door, and he was just like, if you don't tell me who you're talking to, I'm not gonna let you inside the house.
Okay.
I was like, okay, cool. I left. I went to go sit in the laundromat. It was warm.
Just so I understand this part, you go, you're outside, and then he says, hey, are you gonna come inside or no? And then you don't come inside, he puts the latch on.
Yeah, I was like walking behind him, but I was trying to finish up my conversation.
So he just puts the lock on
Yes,
instead.
he locked the door, he put the lock on, and then he opened it. So you know it's not gonna open.
Yeah,
because the lock
put the
thing
lock
is
on,
Yes. So then he kept on saying, who are you on the phone? I was at my friend, who was at.
And then he didn't let you in because you just kept saying your friend.
Yes. So then I
Okay.
left, went to the laundromat. It was warm in there, so I sat there, and I felt my anxiety coming back again. Like it's just like it was just crazy. I'm shaking, like my chest is tightening up on me and everything. I called my ex and I'm like, I was just like panicking, freaking out. I was just like, there's a whole lot going on. I feel like I'm in this repeated cycle where this shit is happening again. Like, why is it happening again? I don't know. I felt like I left from New York to come here, and I felt like this shit is even worse than before. And
I'm gonna buy you your arm. You see your arm?
Both of them, please. Yep.
Alright.
The other one?
oh, and there's the other one, there's nothing on there.
Now with that, did you do that yourself or like during the struggle that happened?
No, I did that myself.
Like you took the knife and cut yourself?
Yes.
That's what he said too.
So,
I got comfort here.
So you're at the laundromat?
yeah, I was at the laundromat. I was on the phone with him. I was just telling him, like, you know, I feel like this is just a repeated cycle. Like, this should just, it's just never gonna stop. Like, I just don't know what to do. I feel like once I get a sense of, you know, safety or calmness or whatever, it's just the next thing keep on happening. So he was just there. He was just talking to me or whatever. Then he came in the laundromat. I hung up. He came in the laundromat and it's a tussle over the phone. When we came out, he threw the phone right by the car before you went in. The phone broke. He drove off. So I turned back thinking that he left the phone there or not, but when I went, the phone wasn't there, so I walked back to come back into the apartment to see, like, did the phone break, like, what's going on. he had the chain thingy on the door. I kept on knocking. I'm just like, I don't intend on waking everybody up, but if you don't open the door, you leave me no choice then to. Like the tussling started again.
When he opened the door for you to come
When
back
he
inside.
opened the door again, the tussling started, all of that. He called my ex. I don't know what type of information my ex was giving him, because when I told him that happened was that the last time I did anything sexual with my ex was January, which is true.
And at what point did you grab the knife?
Like towards the end.
Okay.
Like I don't know the time, but like towards the end.
And at any point you throw a knife?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna be going with them because you're gonna go on a hold, am I right?
Yes, that is the plan. That is up in the position, but that is probably yes.
Okay. So because of you going on that, you're gonna be released on subpoena, okay? So that means that you are technically arrested today for battery, and then you will just get you will get a subpoena, it's like so a certain day to go to jail. Okay.
It says I'm being charged.
Battery. So that's just because you were fighting with him. That's physical contact. All those red marks up on his neck and chest, stuff like that.
What about the ones on my fingers?
He's getting, both of you are getting charged with things.
Okay, give me a second. You mind standing up for me? Okay. Come down. Turn around for me, please. Put your hands on it.
741.2901 requires officers to identify the primary aggressor before making a dual arrest. That means weighing the severity of injuries on each side, which party acted defensively, and whether a deadly weapon was involved. The wife confirmed on camera unprompted that she cut her own hands with a knife, then threw that knife at her husband. One admission, 2 separate crimes, and she gave both of them voluntarily. Throwing a knife at someone is not battery. It's aggravated assault with a deadly weapon under Florida statute 784.021, a third-degree felony. Officers charged her with misdemeanor battery. That's a significant downgrade, and the footage gives no explanation for it. The husband had red marks on his neck and chest. The wife had self-inflicted lacerations on her hands. Under the primary aggressor framework, the knife throw alone should have pointed officers toward a single-party arrest. The dual charge muddies what the evidence actually shows. Neither party was read Miranda rights before officers began asking detailed questions about the fight. That's not automatically a violation. Miranda applies to custodial interrogation and investigative questioning before an arrest decision falls under the non-custodial exception established by Berkemer versus McCarty in 1984. But once the decision to arrest was made, any further substantive questioning required advisement. The footage doesn't show that happening. The husband disclosed a firearm inside the apartment stored in the closet, registered to the wife. Officers noted it, verified it wasn't used, and moved on. No discussion of an emergency protective order, no steps toward separating the weapon from the residence. With a domestic violence arrest on record, that gap matters. Florida statute 394.463, the Baker Act authorizes law enforcement to initiate an involuntary psychiatric examination when a person has harmed themselves or is likely to do so. The wife cut her hands, confirmed the act, and described a panic episode. Officers called the hold. That part was correct. What's less clean is the sequencing. She was arrested for battery and simultaneously placed on a Baker Act hold. In practice, that means she was booked on a criminal charge while also being transported for psychiatric evaluation. Those two processes carry different legal protections, and nothing in the footage indicates she was told what each meant. The husband's conduct that night wasn't passive. He took his wife's phone without consent twice. He used the door chain to block her from entering a shared residence on multiple occasions. Under Florida's domestic violence statutes, controlling access to a shared home and seizing a partner's property are recognized indicators of coercive control. Officers didn't address either behavior. Officers, B+. The dual interview was by the book parties separated, independent accounts taken, physical evidence documented. The Baker Act hold was the right call. Where they fell short was the failure to apply the primary aggressor analysis and the decision to undercharge on the knife throw. Both are procedural gaps that weaken the case downstream. The husband, Richard, C+. He called for help when the situation escalated, cooperated fully, and disclosed the firearm. But he seized her phone, blocked her from the apartment, and admitted he kept saying things he knew would trigger her. That's not de-escalation. That's a man who called the police and still contributed to what he was reporting. The wife, C. Her candor on camera was striking. She confirmed the self-harm and the knife throw without hesitation. But those admissions form the backbone of the case against her. She never invoked her Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. She didn't know she could, or didn't think to. Either way, she talked herself into a felony-grade incident charged as a misdemeanor. 3 things worth taking from this footage. First, when a deadly weapon is involved in a domestic call, the aggravated assault charge should be the starting point, not something prosecutors have to argue up to later. Second, the primary aggressor analysis is not optional under Florida law, and skipping it creates legal exposure for the department if the case gets challenged. Third, a firearm in a domestic violence residence is an active risk factor. Documenting it is not enough. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out our channel for even more police interaction and courtroom content.